The state of Maryland is going green. And by green, I'm talking about, on Monday, the state Senate passed by a margin of 34-8 a bill that would decriminalize marijuana in the old line state. Now, this isn't the total Colorado, Washington state. Hey, it's cool. This just, reduces it down to less of a penalty. But Governor O'Malley, who might be thinking of running for president in 2016 as a Democrat, he's the governor of Maryland. He says he's going to sign the bill. In fact, he said, as a young prosecutor, I once thought that decriminalizing the possession of marijuana might undermine the public will necessary to combat drug violence. I now think that it is an acknowledgement of the low priority that our courts, our prosecutors, our police, and the vast majority of citizens already attached to this transgression of public order and public health. So he's still calling it a transgression of public order and public health, but basically, like most Americans, he's changed his mind about pot. In fact, according to an October Gallup poll, a record number of Americans, 58%, now support full legalization of pot, whereas just 10 years ago, 64% opposed full legalization. And O'Malley isn't even going the whole full legalization route. He's just decriminalizing. So these changing opinions have translated into changing laws. Once Governor O'Malley signs Maryland's decriminalization bill, the old line state will join the 24 other states that have either decriminalized marijuana, okayed it for medical use, or in the case of Colorado, Washington state, legalized it altogether. Our mayor here in Washington, D.C., last Friday signed a decriminalization bill, taking it down to a $25 fine. I think Maryland's going to keep it at like $100 or something like that. But as Bob Dylan once said, the times, they are changing. Of course, not everyone is okay with this sudden shift. Just down the road from Maryland here in Washington, D.C., the head of the department, the Drug Enforcement Agency, the DEA, Michele Leonhart, is fighting decriminalization tooth and nail. She's a Bush appointee, a leftover, and I continually scratch my head when I'm, here we are 6 years into the Obama administration, and he's still got Bush appointees. And she's one of the biggest supporters of Nixon's failed war on drugs. In fact, she's such a hardliner that when Congressman Jared Polis asked her a few years ago whether pot, hang on just a second. Sorry about that. Whether pot was more or less dangerous than heroin or crack cocaine, she couldn't give an answer. And 2 years later, she's sticking to her guns. Although she's changed her story, her rationale just a little bit. She told the House of Representatives last week that the wave of decriminalization laws sweeping the nation has not discouraged the DEA one bit. In fact, she says they just make the agency want to fight harder. Fight against what? Well, apparently, according to the head of the DEA, fight against the plague of stoned dogs that's sweeping the nation. No, seriously. After saying that she wanted to keep on fighting the good fight against stoners, like people, Leonhart told Congress that she was worried about how lax marijuana policy was affecting America's pet population. I'm not making this up. Here's the absolute verbatim quote. Quote from the head of the DEA, Michele Leonhart, George Bush appointee. Quote, there was just an article last week, and it was on pets. It was about the unanticipated or unexpected consequences of marijuana legalization in Washington and Colorado, and how veterinarians now are seeing dogs come in, their pets come in, and being treated because they've been exposed to marijuana. Again, it goes back to the edibles. It goes back to products that are in the household that are now made from marijuana, and it's impacting pets. End of quote. Yep, that's right. The woman in charge of drug enforcement policy for the United States of America is worried that if we further legalize or decriminalize pot, our dogs are going to get the spins. I mean, this is just embarrassing. It should be common knowledge by now that not only is marijuana not dangerous, it's actually way safer than alcohol. Alcohol, which is legal, kills about 40,000 people a year. Smoking marijuana has never killed anyone. Well, there was that guy a couple of weeks ago who fell off the roof of a house or something. But, I mean, come on. Never heard of a drunk falling off a roof? As we move closer and closer to legal marijuana, we need policymakers who actually understand what marijuana is and what its effects are. And frankly, in my opinion, who have smoked it at least once in their lives. I have no idea why Obama left this woman in charge of the DEA after George W. Bush left office. But it is time for him to ask for her resignation. She is just harshing America's mellow. She is, it's like, that's it.